feel that you drove up on them? You drove up on the sidewalk with your motorcycle because you felt you were physically threatened.
Yes.
What did they do to you? They gave you the
Die,
finger?
die,
This is where it
scum.
ends. This is where it ends. Thank you for your time.
Racists are not welcome here. This is how you get fucking welcome. Welcome to Niagara Falls, assholes!
Folks, this is Mike from the Indignants. I'm in Niagara Falls, Ontario right now. There is a protest that was being held by a group called Northern Alliance. They've been called by some a xenophobic, racist group. They are a right-wing, ultra-nationalist group that is strongly against immigration and immigration within Canada. These folks were walking around the Niagara Falls area handing out literature, basically supporting their xenophobic ideas. And there was probably 100 to 200 people with a counter-protest group that was a coalition of unions, activists, anti-fascists, and even some people from clergy that came out to say that Niagara Falls is a place of acceptance and tolerance, and that there's no room for intolerance within the city.
He knows you, and he's pissed off that you're a white supremacist. Is what he's
You're a fucking redneck and I know you. I know who the fuck you are. You do. Mechanic man, motherfucker. I don't know you're a
Give us
fucking
his name.
redneck. Holy fuck.
They came here to put on a white supremacist rally today.
You're fucking lucky. If I knew that, I would have kicked your fucking ass. You're fucking lucky. And I know they're fucking you are. You're embarrassing me. And I give you my money to fix my car in your redneck. Fuck you.
You heard it there first.
So I'm going to see if I can ask a few people some questions here and find out how they thought today went. Could I ask you a couple questions? Yeah. My name's Mike Roy.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing? Good. Your name?
Carrie.
Carrie?
Yes.
Awesome. You an organizer, Carrie? Or?
Yeah, one of the organizers.
Good for you. What's the name of the group that organized here?
Niagara Anti-racism Coalition.
Fantastic. And that's a coalition of, oh, let me get you in here. There we go.
Hi.
Oh, hey. So that's a coalition of, it looked to me like, I don't know for sure, it looked like it was unions, some faith groups.
Faith groups, everybody. We had support from the Niagara Original Native Center today, Quakers, Mennonites, Jewish groups, Muslims, everybody.
Awesome. And what was the message that you guys are giving?
The message is hate is not welcome in Niagara. Refugees are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. There's no such thing as illegal immigration. And if hate groups try to organize here, they're not welcome. And you know, we're gonna spread our message. And we've got a great message. Our message is resonating. We've had hundreds of people here. And if they try to organize again, we'll have hundreds more people. And we're just gonna keep growing.
So do you think today was a success?
Absolutely. The racists were afraid to come. They were holed up in a parking lot and debating whether or not they should come. So less than 10 of them showed up. We heard some of them are holed up in a sports bar and they're going to try and take over when we leave, but we're going to stand our ground. So we know where they're at.
Good.
Yeah.
So I missed a little bit of stuff that went down. Apparently there was some gentleman that ran his motorcycle up on the sidewalk, I heard.
Yeah, into a group of people on our side. Yeah.
What happened there?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
There's security. We've got security telling us what's going on, and we're hearing from police about what's going on, and we've heard reports back that's happening. So they're not here; they're somewhere else, but we're standing our ground here.
Good for you.
So.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you from Niagara? 1 day a week. Okay. Would you be willing to give your name? The other side, we're willing to give their name. For all the interviews we spoke to a lot of people on the other side, they're willing to give their name. Randy Sanderson. Oh, masks. Bernie Sanderson. Randy Sanderson. And you're from? You can't say you're from Niagara. Well, I'm here. I live. This is my home. But I'm not here 6 days a week. And what happened over there? Like I saw the incident where you want to throw the finger at me, call me fucking names. I ain't gonna stand for that. I mean, you drove up on the sidewalk. Well, you want to throw something at me? Well, guess what?
I fight back. I fight back.
Where are you going now?
To the farm.
No,
I'm going home.
driving up on the side.
I just got home from fucking Miami.
Yeah, I know.
You're from the States?
Thanks, bud.
I just got back from Miami.
You're a real team player.
You're a truck driver?
Clearly not exactly the cream of the fucking.
And if they actually learned anything about history, they would know that the Confederate flag means nothing about racism.
So you
Read a history book.
you feel that you drove up on them, you drove up on the sidewalk with your motorcycle because you felt you were physically threatened? What did they do to you? They gave you the finger?
No, this is where it ends. Now this is where it ends.
Thank you for your time.
No fear. Racist silence. Welcome here. No hate. No fear. Racist silence. Welcome here. No hate.
How do you think today went down? And who are you with, by the way?
So I'm with the Toronto General Defense Committee of the Industrial Workers of the World.
IWW.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think yeah, it went pretty well. Like the action is something I'd call it a success. Like they couldn't really distribute any flyers or occupy this space at all. And then they had to split up in small groups to go anywhere. Like nobody took their flyers. Or nobody took their flyers and then held on to them because someone managed to get them off them every time. Yeah, and then they left.
Did you see the incident with the guy on the motorcycle?
I was in the other group that ended. We were already at the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
The group that almost got hit joined us about like 10 minutes later or something. So I didn't see it, but I did see the cops do precisely nothing about it, despite being asked several times. And that we had video, and the guy confessed into a microphone.
I actually caught that.
Yeah, that he did it and thought it was justified. And he got violent again, while he was standing up on the steps of 7-Eleven, he assaulted several people. Cops also did nothing about despite being there. But despite that, we won, they lost. No pass around.
So I just want to ask, why is this stuff happening now? Is it got to do with do you think that people are a little more emboldened now that Trump? Do you think he's got a little bit of influence?
I think it's a combination of there's a lot of support just through dissatisfaction with the problems that capitalism creates, and then. So that creates sort of an undercurrent, and then with someone like Donald Trump, with with people like Richard Spencer and large rallies like at Charlottesville, that has emboldened them further to be violent. I mean, because the guy used the same tactics that killed someone in Charlottesville, and it's happened several more times since then. So yeah, that almost certainly emboldened. Yeah.
And were you down at the London rally too?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. How do you think that was? And do you think it was different from this one? And what about the?
It was very similar, really, in the fact that they've recently, it was this one and at London that we've seen them once they've been confronted, that they deblock and split up into small groups and then try and distribute flyers that way. And then we ended up chasing them around for a while. So that was the same, and the composition as well. Today was even, unusually the one in London was mostly seemed to be Sons of Odin and Pegida, whereas this one all seemed to be Sons of Odin and other bikers, but we didn't see any Proud Boys or 3%ers or people with Make Canada Great Again. None of those. It was all sort of hardcore white supremacist biker gang.
So that leads me to my last question. Do you think that these folks are losing some steam or some power, or do you think that they're being chased back into their caves?
Yeah,
so to speak?
definitely. While they're personally emboldened to commit acts of violence against anti-fascists and minorities, at the same time their ability to public organize has been massively reduced since they first started demonstrating publicly in Canada back in January on a regular basis. They've had to come out to Niagara and it didn't even work here. So hopefully eventually we'll push them out of everywhere and then we won't have to do this anymore.
There you have it, folks. It looks like it was a successful day today for these folks, and the group Northern Alliance has taken off. They're not They're not kicking around anymore. I think that they got the message that refugees are welcome in Niagara Falls. So, signing off, this is Mike from the Indignants.